Hello everyone! This video will focus on how to use StudySync online assessments. So the very first step will be to log in through PowerSchool and you select the McGraw-Hill Connected app. Once you are on the Connected homepage, usually this is where we go to launch StudySync to access the online textbook and the resources and tools. But we are actually going to go to the tab right down below and select StudySync Online Assessments. And when we select this tab, this box will generate. And this box is asking you to select which class period you would like to assign the assessment to. So you can do it by individual class periods so that the data is broken up and you can do some comparisons. Or if you want to give it to every single student on every single class roster, then you can do that all at once with this, with your name and your employee number. But for this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and do it by class period. And once you select it, it will open up a new window where you can go and assign the test. So you can see here, I've already assigned a grammar pretest. It tells you when it was open, when the test closed, and what the status is. Now I can view the results, I can schedule it, or I can unassign the test from this screen. You can create your own original test. But for this video, we are just going to use the pre-made unit assessment from StudySync. So you would click Assign Test from Library. Once again, this is where you can create your own test, and you can use the item banks, question banks, passage banks, or rubric, or you can create your own original passages and questions, but that is for a later video. Right now, we are just going to use the pre-made tests that are already in StudySync. So you can do an ELA test, which are the unit assessments, a grammar quiz, ELD speaking, ELD reading, writing, and listening. So for this, we are going to use the ELA test. Now, these are unit summative assessments. They are not tests for each specific story within the unit. If you wanted an assessment after each story, then you would have to create your own original test. This is a summative unit assessment that we are going through. So you would select the assessment, and it'll generate this page that gives you a preview and a breakdown of what the assessment is going to look like. So it gives you the total number of questions, the question itself, what type of question it is, how many points are allotted, and what standards are associated with the question. Now, because this is an already generated test, we cannot edit it in any way. If we did want to maybe take out some questions or add in specific ones, we would have to make our own copy of this test and add in and take out as we pleased. But we're not going to mess with it today. We're just going to use it as is. So if we want to take a look at what the test looks like, we're going to go ahead and press this preview button. So this kind of gives you a visual of what the students will see. And that's always helpful so that you can direct them if they have any difficulties. So students will see this. You'll ask them to press start. Make sure that they are aware that the instructions do come before the actual question does. At the top here is kind of a table of contents where students can jump forward or go backward. They can bookmark a question. There's a progress bar to let them know how far they are in completion. There's a highlighting tool, a notepad, a reference tool, a magnifier tool, and a line reader tool. So it's very SBAC-like, kind of getting them prepared for that end of the year test. And here's an example of a question. So they will have the passage that they can scroll through and read, and then they have the question right next to it, so they'll make their selection. This is a multiple choice part A and B. They can save and continue after each question, so it does save their work as they progress. They'll have the passage again, and then this is a matching, which is very StudySync-like during the Your Turn activities, so this will be familiar for students. And then they save and continue. So that's just an example of what they would see while they are taking the unit assessments. So with that preview in mind, once you've seen the test and seen that you like it, we can go ahead and assign the test to your specific periods. So once you are ready to assign the test, you go to assign to class. If you are at a low-tech school or don't have access to computers for every single single student. You can, of course, print the test and the answer key for yourself. Because it is the unit summative assessment, it is very long. So a couple of solutions would be having students take the test in a small group, having them do rotations and completing the test as a rotation. Those are some options for that low-tech solution. So we're going to assign to class. And here is where you can make some adjustments. So you can turn the test on manually, so you can have it open when you'd like and closed when you like, or you can schedule a time. So if I wanted it to be from today to tomorrow, I could open it and the test would open from 8 a.m. to 2:45 p.m. I can allow for late submissions. I can assign it to specific students. I can require a password if I'd like. And then you just click the Assign to Class button. So it does take a little bit to assign to the class. So just kind of let it generate and it'll take you to the new page. And here it will show you your new assignment. So it'll show you when you scheduled it, the fact that it's open right now. If you make a mistake or you decide to push back the date, you can change the schedule. You can unassign it. And once it's closed and you have all of your assessment data, you can then view the results. So that is how you assign an assessment to your students. Now, for the students, they will not actually go into StudySync. They will not launch StudySync and get the assessment from there. They will follow the same path that you did, where from Connect Ed, they will click StudySync Online Assessments, and the student will also see a box. Now, for this box, they will select their class period if you assigned it by period, or if you assigned it to everyone, they will select your name and employee number. So once again, that's also why I kind of like them to have the period. That way they don't see my employee number. But the students will select this box as well, and that will take them to the test. So they do not go in through StudySync. And that is how we assign these online assessments using StudySync. I hope this video was helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions, and have a great day.